Hello, everybody. We're going to do a quick introduction. This is Signature Magazine. What is it? How do you submit? Why would you do that? Welcome. I am Jed Kimball. I am one of the faculty members for the School of Art here. And basically, what we do is we put out an annual magazine that features student artwork, and a lot of you have probably seen it. We pass it out to schools that visit and high schools and BOCES, different places, to try and showcase our awesome student artwork. So this is an introduction to how do you submit your artwork to get in. Basically, we do 2 rounds each year, one in the fall, one in the spring, and then we also take the artwork from one of our student shows and put that in the magazine. So this is how we're gonna just walk through it and show you what we can do. First things first, some of you may have seen this poster. If you haven't, let's take a look at it right now. So you'll see this poster, it says Signature 25, submit now. These are some student artworks from last year in the spring. And basically, students are responsible for submitting their own artwork. Instructors can help them if they choose. And you can also, instructors can choose to submit artwork that students maybe don't feel like is good enough, but your instructor might disagree and want to submit it. They can do that for themselves. So to submit, if you look at this bottom line here, it talks about where to find the folder. This works best, and we'll go through this all over again one more time, and there's also a video showing you what to do on the desktops in the School of Art labs, because those connect to the server, and the student server, the S drive, is where you find the place to drop your artwork. It does not work with email. I'm happy to answer questions, but I can't have everybody trying to email me pictures to put into Signature. It doesn't work that way, and it's your responsibility. So here we go. The S drive, if you click on that, first you'll click on like My PC or whatever, then you'll get the S drive. It'll say Student Drive, Student Labs. Inside that there is an art folder. You'll click on that, and inside that, at the bottom, you'll find a bunch of instructors folders, and those of you who submit work digitally probably do this all the time. But there's a Signature 25 folder, and inside of that, you'll find your instructors folder where you can just drop work into it. So that's how you should be able to do it as a student. The one thing that it's pointing out right here is you should have your name on your file. If you don't have a name on your file, we're not going to vote on it. It will be rejected. So don't just take something from your phone and email it, that kind of stuff, or just try to drop it from some random screenshot. We don't want those forms of naming. So we'll go through that one more time. We prefer PNG, JPEG, and PDFs. We don't want any camera raw images or PSD files. That also goes for Illustrator, InDesign. Anything big is not going to work for us. We have to be able to go look through hundreds of images and vote on them. And the longer it takes, the less likely we are to go through and accept it. Having said that, the one thing I didn't include in this is the fact that if you're submitting something that is an animated clip or movie or video, those can be in, whatever you can preview it as, MPEG, MP4, whatever, that kind of stuff. I do recommend submitting a clip, not a full-length video. I don't think your video should be more than 30 seconds long, even if the thing that you want to submit is longer. We are trying to catch people's eye and show off our student artwork quickly. So a 9-minute movie will probably be rejected. So I recommend find yourself a quick clip, make a cut, edit it. That's what we want. If you have questions, you can email me. My email is jkimball2@mvcc.edu. Our fall submission deadline is Friday, December 6th. So that's coming up soon. All right, naming your artwork. What you need to do is you need to make sure that your name is included. You can do your full name. You can do like J. Kimball. You could do your whole name like Jed Kimball, John Doe. I have jkimball1.png or Jane Jones 04.jpg. Those are fine, and that will work. That's what works best. We have to kind of come in and vote on all this on our own time outside of the semester. So the faster and easier you make the process, the more likely it is that you'll be able to get it in. Avoid using anything other than letters, numbers, and underscores. However you want to name it, but your name needs to be on it, because otherwise, once we start to shuffle these and count up all the votes and make sure what's in and what's not, we end up doing something where you may get lost in the shuffle. If your name is not on that file, it's hard for us to track you down. That's also why we have you submit into your instructors folder so that maybe they can figure out whose work it is. File types and requirements. JPEG, standard format for photographs, complex images, PNG, ideal for graphics with transparency. Again, avoid camera raw, PSD files. Big files don't work. They will be rejected. A PDF is also fine. But the simpler it is to share, the better. Submission limit. This is very important. I have a couple students already submitting right now, and I've seen somebody who has like 13 pieces they've already submitted. The more you submit, the less likely you're going to get something in. So submit no more than 5 to 6 pieces total. Let's say you have 5 different instructors because you're taking only art classes this semester and you have all kinds of different works. The idea is you're trying to submit your best pieces, not as many pieces as possible. I will tell you, having done this, and we go through and we vote every semester, the more pieces you have and the more similar they are, the more likely they get overlooked. So just highlighting your best pieces is your best choice. 5 to 6 is ideal. Choose your strongest and most representative works. You can have 5 or 6 from this semester and maybe 5 or 6 from the next semester, because we'll do this again in round 2. But overloading us with a bunch of artwork is probably, it makes it less likely for you to get it in. Submission process. I am going to share this presentation with your teachers and your instructors so that they can share this with you and you can watch the video. I've already done a video on dropping your artwork in there. I'm not going to play it as we're sitting here, but you locate the folder. So you have to find the Signature 25 folder as instructed, using your School of Art computer station. That's the ideal place to do it, or if your laptop is connected to that. So ideally, maybe you come in, you put all your artwork on a thumb drive, you sit down at a station, you log in, and then you put it in. Another way it can probably work is if your instructor's there and they're on one of those stations and you have all your artwork on a thumb drive, maybe you can give it to them and they can put it there and drop it in for you. So the way to navigate to that folder, from this PC, you should see this folder right here. This is it, Labs SW, Student Serve, MVCC.edu. See this little S right here? That is the student drive. You double click on that, you should see Art. You double click on that, you should see Signature 25. And then you should see a list of your instructors, even though I spelled that way wrong, folders, and you can just drag and drop it in. If we were to click on this, it would go through that process. The only difference being I made this video in 23, so this is older, but the only difference is the year. One other thing that you might find, I try to keep the folders current to the instructors we have. Sometimes there is an instructor who I don't know of and I haven't made a folder for. So there is a general folder at the very bottom. So if you cannot find your instructor and their artwork or their folder to put your artwork in, just put it in the general, make sure your name's on it, make sure your name is in the naming process for your file, and it should be fine. Verify, you can send me an email to ask, but please do not send me emails asking me to submit it for you. Faculty for the School of Art can also drop stuff in. So instructors are able to submit works into their own folder for their students. If you find artwork that you like and a student, you get a picture of it and a student has not been able to submit it or doesn't think it's good enough, but you think it is, you can submit that as well. I have spoken with Chuck and he has tried to give everyone permission to submit your work into your own folder. If you have any difficulties with that, you can email him. That is chendricks@mvcc.edu. I don't know why it has spring show here, so we should have deleted that one little part, but let's move on. Here we are at the end of the presentation. So for faculty, basically what students should know is that you submit your stuff. December 6th is the deadline for signature. Faculty Select Student Show happens every spring, and each faculty member can select the best works that they have from the semester. It should be about 6 pieces maximum, and all work will then be put and judged in. We can't always fit all pieces in, but we try. And faculty who are hoping to have Ron print something, please make sure to get that in even earlier. Over the break is ideal so that he doesn't have to go through and try to hurry and print a bunch of things right at the end. If it goes into the show, it will be in Signature 25. The best works will be included in the show. The opening is Thursday, February 13th. So we will be collecting work from faculty, not students, from faculty, December 24th through January 31st, to be able to hang it up by February 13th. Round 2 for signature. Let's say students, if you didn't get something in and you really wished you would have, but it's beyond the deadline, you tried to submit it December 8th or 9th or something, don't worry. You can try to submit it next May. There's going to be a whole new round. As you make more artwork, we'll look at it. We'll vote on that as well. So you don't have to worry if you miss the deadline. It's not that big a deal. You can just submit it again later. Same with faculty. So key dates and deadlines. Submission deadline for round 1 is December 6th, which is Friday, in about 3 weeks. Yeah. And student artwork for the Student Select Show, faculty need to know that we need it probably by January 31st. If you collect stuff this semester and you want to give it to Ron and I beforehand, we will take it and hold on to it so that it gets in our collection and we're ready to start hanging as soon as the semester starts in the spring. Signature round 2, I think the deadline will probably be somewhere around May 5th, which is usually right around the end of the semester. I think that's a Monday, but that date may change once we figure out all that. So thank you for watching this video. If you have questions, remember you can email me, jkimball2@mvcc.edu. And thanks again.